Paul, and this is my 2016 Toyota Tacoma and my custom built slide-in camper. The truck is basically stock, so wheels are all stock. There's been no suspension upgrades except for airbags in the back, just to keep it in its normal level configuration. On top of the camper there are two solar panels. They're both 100 watt, and then there's just a roof vent. So we are at the back of the camper right now, and this is the door, quite obviously. So just the standard latch that you see on a lot of campers. And down below here I have the backup camera that would normally have been mounted in the tailgate of the truck. The hitch, we just added a bar on here with a non-slip surface, and you can obviously have it or not have it, but it's a little easier to step up into the unit because these legs they're not brand new anymore. So also on the back here we have the aluminum box with just a lid that lifts off. You just take the screw, it lifts off. There's two 5-pound propane cylinders in there. Always want two, because it doesn't matter how big your propane is, if you only have one, you'll definitely run out at some point, and usually at the wrong time. And then this I'm not too proud of. This is all I have for 120 if I happen to be parked where at a friend's or family and it's cold. I have an electric space heater inside the camper. Yeah, so here we have the other side of the camper, and we have a Arctic turn window, which is a thermal double pane acrylic, and it's a awning style, so you can lift it a certain amount if it's raining and not a driving wind, and does a really nice job. So this was an experiment to cover up the original chimney so that I can actually run the heating in while driving, and it works good. 5,000 kilometers so far, and never blew the flame out on the stove, so success, I guess. It's just comfortable overall, and the fact that it's simplicity, you know. Hey everybody, let's check out the inside here. So okay, here we are on the inside, and I guess we can just start down here. Little plastic floor mat is always good. Easy to empty the dirt from your shoes. And it's kick off your shoes when they're wet because it rains here a lot. So you keep them there, and then you have your dry feet over here. This is just a storage box. It has all kinds of room for whatever you need to put in there. It also doubles as an extra bench if you want to sit on something and sort through your stuff on the other side. And also grab my little pot and that, and then I just put this on here, and then I throw that in there, grab some water, make myself a coffee. All my coffee stuff is down here, so I have my coffee in there, ground coffee, and just make it in my cup with a screen setup, and super basic, and a bunch of other little containers, lighter and a spoon, and just a bunch of little kitchen knickknacks right there on that shelf. Up here, it's just a basket with a whole bunch of little different water containers, so that I'm not constantly having to go into my big jug all the time. So I usually have enough water in there to last me for a day or two. And the window, let us not forget the window. It's a great window, thermal pane, has a screen that slides up, awning tips out, lets lots of air in. You can pull this down, and it gives you an extra layer of insulation between the window and the inside for cold weather, and also it's a reflective surface on the outside, so then it reflects any sunshine when things get too hot. So Then up to this is just a couple of charge controllers, one for each solar panel. It should be combined into one larger one, but at this point I just have the separate units. I have a switch here that can hook my alternator into my system if there's like zero sunshine, but it seems that my even on dull days I managed to get enough electricity. And then the pièce de résistance is the little Dickinson fireplace. You can maybe not see the flame in there, but it's sending out tons of heat right now, so I'm nice and roasty in here. And it's a super basic unit. It's very hard for them to not work. Facing the other way here, I was sitting on this, and now obviously that's the bed. There's a pillow at this end. It's only, I don't know, a couple of inches or 3 inches of foam, and there's a bit of a thermarest under it, and super comfortable. I sleep better on this than I did in the house. And it's on a couple of hinges, so you can lift up, and there's tons of room underneath for storage. And the boxes just seem to sit there. I have a couple of pieces of wood that just seem to keep them from sliding out. So spare fuel, batteries, hiking boots, a couple of wash tubs, and just other stuff that you don't use that often right away. So some more storage on the side. So a few books, shaving kit, blood pressure monitor. You know, got to keep an eye on these things. This is a very basic storage thing. This is a cardboard box that's strapped in into place. Has, you know, some food items in it, dry goods, you know. And then my jacket out of the way, book I've been reading. Up here we have the remnants from another little camper venture. This is aluminum shelf. It's nice and light, it's pretty solid. And I store my t-shirts and my underwear up there. 5-gallon water jug, roughly 5 gallons. And I use that to fill up my smaller water containers. We have the roof vent right here, which is not a fancy one. It's a noisy fan, but it really blows a lot of air. And I found that I generally don't even run the fan. There's usually enough of a draft between the window and the side. And if you have your furnace running and you're just trying to get rid of some cooking vapor, it creates a draft on its own. Every so often I'll flick the fan on for maybe 30 seconds if I'm cooking broccoli or something. It smells. Okay, so back here is no man's land. I have the outlet to plug the fridge in. It is back here. The back side of my power box is in here, and then just this cupboard for my dirty clothes, some fleece garments, shorts, another fleece, pants, all kinds of stuff back there. Some stuff that I use maybe a little less than the other cupboard in the front. And then deeper underneath I have like a salvage from another camper setup, just a drawer that slides out, not on tracks or anything. Super basic, so I can take it out and set it down here to search through it if I want. And then I just slide it back. And then the most basic latch, just a piece of wood on a screw, and it doesn't go anywhere. And so also hidden in there are the 2 little storage batteries, 35 amp hours each. The outlet for my 120 volts just sitting there. The fridge hides inside this box. And it's just insulated with 1/2 inch of hard pink XPS foam. And the reason is that the insulation on these small fridges is not very adequate. So it prevents the power consumption because it doesn't cycle as often. And of course the box has the vents for the fans that so that the fridge can actually function. And they're sealed up quite well so that it's a pretty solid little setup. And then of course it's just a top open fridge, so you don't lose all your cold air every time. and it works great. And then back here, this is obviously a work in progress, so it's just another window which lets a lot of light in, and you can see into the cab of the truck. Aside from burning gas, it's a pretty small footprint. With my water usage, I can run on a 5 gallon of water for at least 5 or 6 days. And that includes, keeping myself clean and the cooking. And I think that there's a little bit of that aspect of feeling more comfortable with living a little bit smaller.